So we're here in Whistler with Lyndon Rush. He is a Canadian hopeful for a medal in the men's bobsleigh. And Lyndon, you're starting training today. You've been in Whistler for how long?
We got here last Wednesday, I believe, so it's a week. Yeah, we've been here for a week.
So part of this whole thing is that you got new equipment and you went actually out and asked for it. Tell me that story. How did that happen?
I used the stage. Last year we had the pre-Olympic World Cup race in Whistler, and I had a good race in two-man. We ended up finishing fourth, which to that point was my best result ever. And I had some mentor type guys telling me that you're going to have to do this when you have the opportunity. And after the race, I had a bunch of media and mics in my face, so I wasn't real comfortable with it. I didn't want to come off like I'm begging or that I'm ungrateful for the equipment that I have. You know, I just didn't want to come off as sore, sort of. But I went with it, and I started telling people about how in this sport you need to drive the best, you need to push the best, but you also need the best equipment, because if you don't have all three aspects, you just can't win the race. So, you know, this year it worked. I was able to sit down with a lot of different people, and it wasn't as bad as I thought. People were actually just really interested to hear about my story, and everybody wanted to help. Not everybody could help. It was it was a tough year to raise money too because of the economy, but I got the help. There's a few people that really stepped up big for me, and we raised over $200,000.
Wow.
Bought new two-man sled, new four-man sled, new runners, and then first race of the year we won gold medal in the four-man. So it was.
And did you notice a huge difference, like the first time you got on it?
To be honest with you, you can't tell. You get in the sled, you drive it down just like my old sled. It feels the same, but then you get to the bottom, you look at the clock, you're like, huh, it's fast. There's no difference in feeling, right? You can't tell that you're going faster. You just, at the clock, it sounded like cheating. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
First time I ever drove a really fast sled, I tested one last year in Europe, and I got down to the bottom, and we were the fastest in training, and I was mad. I was like, this is garbage, you know, because I was only testing. I couldn't race with it.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, this is garbage. This is like cheating. So.
It's not fair.
But now that I have the stuff, I'm not so mad.
It's all fair now, right? It's all good. And you only started bobsleighing about, 6 years ago?
Yeah, this is my 6th season.
And so what was that like? Because the first time you got in, I mean, they're pretty fast. You've never been in one before. And what was it like?
Well, they started in the driver's school. They start you in, not from the very top. They let you start from like halfway down the track. So it wasn't that fast. It was actually, like, I was nervous because I didn't know what to expect. But once I started going and I saw we weren't going that fast, it was sort of like being on the best go-kart ride I'd ever been on. It was really fun. I got to the bottom and I was excited. I wanted to go right to back up and do it again. Yeah, it was really fun. But then when they did take me to the top, it was fast and pretty scary, and I crashed my first time from the top.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet that's pretty normal though.
Yeah, and when you're learning to drive, you have to learn to really fight against your, like, usually when you crash it's because you did something. If you would have just let the sled go, it probably might not have been a really nice line, but it wouldn't have dumped. But you do too much, you overreact because your anxiety, your fear, it makes you do too much of the D-rings, and you pull, you steer too hard, and then you dump it. So you got to learn to control your fear, and so that was lesson number one, that first run there.
And how fast were you going? Like, how fast would you be going down the track?
Well, every track's different, but I learned in Calgary. That was where I took my driver's school, and you get going about 120 kilometers an hour in Calgary.
Okay, that's good. And what's the fastest you've ever gone on a bobsleigh?
Here in Whistler, 152.5.
Wow, what does that feel like?
It's quick. Yeah. It's really fun. This track is so fast. It's the fastest in